Welcome to the next episode of Planning in Your PJs. I'm Kate Franzen.
And I'm Anna N, and we're with Glint Events.
Yeah. So today we're talking with two of our favorite people. It's Perkins Morgan and Morgan Montgomery. People always get their names mixed up. They're of Paisley and Jade. So let's go ahead and bring them in and learn about Paisley and Jade. Yay! There's Morgan.
Hi.
And Perkins. Yay!
Hi.
So all we've done at this point is just say your company name and your names, and that people often get you all confused based on your names. And that's it. So tell us a little bit about you guys. What are you sipping on? Where are you? What are your PJs looking like? Tell us all the things.
I'm in front of my fireplace, and I'm sipping on mint water, embarrassingly in a mason jar. That's not on purpose. And then in some Old Navy pajamas, a little unisex going on.
They're cute.
I've got my cold brew in my on-brand Yeti, and I am wearing my fabulous like caftan thing that just makes me feel like I'm on a tropical vacation. When in fact I'm in a corner of actually what used to be the bedroom in my house, but in the middle of this I've decided to paint and redo it so all of my belongings are stacked in the middle of the room. But it provided me with this lovely blank slate corner with natural light. So
It looks like you're just in like a cool little like reading corner like in your house somewhere.
no, I'm staring at a pile of stuff.
It's perfect. And I also feel like you need like a gold champagne coupe, like just classy. Yeah. Well, good. We're excited to have you guys. I mean, really, our first question is we just want to learn about you guys and hear a little bit about your background and your stories and like how you got to where you are. And if you feel like you probably need to explain Paisley and Jade a little bit too, because it's not when we just say vintage rentals or eclectic rentals, some people may not even know what that is. So there's a lot. Go ahead and answer all those questions.
Yeah, so we consider ourselves a vintage and specialty rental company. So basically we provide really awesome items for people to rent for weddings, events, photo shoots, TV shows, visual displays. And it's basically, when we say specialty, it's all the stuff you wouldn't find at a standard rental company. So upholstered seating, bars, backdrops, small wares. So kind of a wide variety of things from like vintage button tufted sofas to, taxidermy ducks to, more brass candlesticks than I can count.
Yep. And we're getting ready to celebrate 8 years this summer.
Congratulations. So how'd you get here?
Well, so Perkins and I actually met working at a off-premise catering company years ago. And while we were working there, this was before specialty rentals was even a thing. Like if you had a bar at an event, it was like just a table with a linen. So we worked in a tiny 10 by 10 office with all the catering equipment. And between the two of us, we built the entire wedding and event business for this off-premise caterer. And we loved the idea of like working with our clients and helping them create a really cool event, but neither of us really enjoyed the food part. I mean, we didn't cook, you don't want that. But like the food and like the catering smell, like, I mean, God bless the off-premise caterers in this world. This is the hardest job in this entire industry. But we just realized there was a real need for, these items. Perkins was driving to a parent's farm to get barrels for our clients. I was IKEA hacking bars in the parking lot. And we were just like, wait a minute, there's a need in this market for these kinds of items. So we were just kind of like two girls and like, we can do this. Like, I'm woman, hear me roar. I don't think we knew exactly what we were getting into. But we're really glad we took that leap, and it's really grown into something really beautiful today.
Do you know what like the first piece of your inventory was? Like, do you even know? It's okay if you don't. That just like popped in my head.
Yeah, I mean,
Honestly, it might have been either the Caldwell sofa, which we still have, and some like weird wooden end tables, which we don't have anymore.
It was interesting because as we were formulating the idea, the shopping and the sourcing like came really easily. So like even before we had a business plan or like
We were hoarding. The nice way is we were hoarding.
All right. Well, tell us about what the process looks like working with you all throughout the planning process.
That's definitely Perkins' forte.
I would say a majority of our business is through amazing planners. Shout out Glint, who knows our inventory really, really well. And typically you guys are wonderful. You come to us about anywhere from a year and a half to 6 months in advance, typically with areas that need filled. So like whether it's a stage wrap or 2 lounge areas or a reception bar. From there, we pull together options for you, typically like in a digital mock-up. And then what we love is when you bring your clients in, we get to know them a little bit more and their personality. And that's when some quirks pop out of like, oh, I actually really love this color. So then we can kind of customize an order for y'all or proposal for y'all to kind of choose from. But the nice thing is that each one is custom built. So there's a lot of flexibility there. And if something's not available, then that's the amazing opportunity to custom build something, which is what has kept the collection growing and kind of thriving over the past handful of years.
What do you all not do? Like, are there certain things that people think you do that you don't do?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Dishes.
No, we don't do. The running joke, people are always like, why don't we do like linens or tableware or flatware? Perkins and I firmly believe that we don't enjoy doing dishes and laundry at home, therefore we are not doing them at work. And really, honestly, we're really great friends with lots of different companies that do linens and dishware, and a lot of, the rental companies here in Richmond have now amazing diverse selections. So there's already a great selection, but it's a whole different, like, from a logistics standpoint, that's a whole different ballpark of like cleaning and maintaining. The other thing that we don't do that people often get confused is we don't style. We're not stylists. We really exist to have these items to help people bring their vision to life. Now, if somebody comes to us, whether it's a planner and client or somebody who's planning a trade show booth, and they say, I want it to have like a boho, eclectic feel, here's what I'm going for. We're happy to make suggestions. We are not event designers or event stylists. We just like want to provide the really cool stuff for other people to create beautiful like scenescapes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also by like not supplying that service, every event that happens looks completely different, which is what I think keeps the longevity of our pieces, is that they don't get played out. It's a different look every time.
Yeah, that's true. Like, what's your something special? What makes you guys unique?
It's funny because I would say our team, which is funny, like coming from a company that's like full of stuff and it's like, oh, what's your something special? Well, it's like this source that we have or this unique thing that we carry. But it, for Perkins and I, one of the things that we're always really proud of is when we deliver an order and we install an order, oftentimes the feedback we get from people immediately is, oh my gosh, your team is amazing. They were so wonderful. Erin was great to work with to put the order together, and working with Jamie to do the logistics was great. And Josh and the team on site were amazing. And it's really funny in a company that people think is known for beautiful things, that actually what we get the most and best feedback on is the team themselves.
Yes, my favorite is when Josh and Dwight show up at an event. I'm like, oh, this just makes my day.
Yeah.
I love them.
They're famous. They have their own following.
And you guys have like pretty interesting core values.
Yeah, so my personal favorite is called Weird Chicken. And what that means is, to us, like, all of our core values we think of internally and externally, right? So I'm gonna get back to Weird Chicken, but one of the ones that is a little bit more obvious is right thing, right place, right time. The one that I really love is called Weird Chicken. And internally what that means is like, we want to be the place where people feel free and comfortable to be themselves. And we think that's where creativity, really thrives. And that's something that our brand is known for and that we really love about our team and our culture. And externally, we want people to know that like, we're the company you can come to with your wild, crazy idea. And we're not going to be like, that's weird, or no, that doesn't work. Like, we want to be the company that people are like, you know what? This idea is weird. And I know who's weird enough to listen. My friends Paisley and Jade.
Well, I appreciate that because I know like Perkins and I, we were working on an event for October, and I have this like weird picture. I'm like, I don't know what this structure is or how it works or what's on it, but I just kept going like this. I'm like, I just want this this thing to go like this. You guys figured it out. You're building
It'll
it.
be beautiful.
It makes sense, and you're like, yeah,
Yeah,
this
totally. It's gonna
perfect.
Sorry. Yeah, no, it's gonna be beautiful. I think like our staff appreciate it too, because I think we communicate. There's no such thing as like a bad idea. So we constantly have weekly brainstorming sessions of like, here's what we've been asked to complete, and then what is it that you actually want to complete outside of that? Like, what are your ideas to bring to the table? And I think some of our best, most internal and external ideas and projects have come from like open, positive space time for staffs just to feel comfortable to mention something, that they're all artists. And then there's Morgan and I kind of like helping filter that out. It's been, everyone feels important.
Yeah.
It's where good ideas come from.
Yeah. So what are some important questions that people should ask you guys when they're looking into a specialty rental company?
Sometimes it's more about what we need to be asking them rather than them asking us. I think by the time they come to us, they're like, we know we want cool things. So we tend to turn it a little bit and being like, is it outdoors or indoors? Is there a rain plan? One of the biggest, what we've noticed kind of in the past like 2 years is a lot of clients have come to us and they know they want our service, but they don't necessarily know exactly what they want. And I think what we offer, because it is so aesthetically heavy, can be overwhelming for a majority of people to like get started. So I think what we constantly remind people is like, pick the one thing that's most important and what your eye goes to immediately. So if it's soft seating because you're really into the idea of all of these loved ones traveling and you want them to have these conversations and catch up, great. We know we're going to start with soft seating then. Look at the inventory and pick one thing that jumps out at you that you just like can't seem to live without, and then stop there. And then from that point, we can build that, like all these options together for you to kind of pull together a lounge. But I think a lot of clients get overwhelmed when they first start and they come in and they're like, they feel like they need to know exactly what they want in the full scale and everything like that, which can be really overwhelming. It can kind of stop you in your tracks. So we like to kind of keep it fun and optimistic.
I hope so. So how are you guys doing? Like, how's the stay-at-home order affected you all? What you up to? What's the new normal like?
It's interesting for us because our business is still up and running. Obviously, it's not the April, May, June that we thought we were going to have, but it's actually been really heartwarming for us to connect with clients who are either having smaller events right now, and we're helping them really bring that to life, and they're still getting some of those elements of, I don't want to say a real event, but that bigger, more produced event by renting pieces from us. And then we've also got clients who postponed, but are still getting married. And so we're working with them to provide them with like their ceremony arbor that they're going to have at their big celebration later on. So that's something they can carry through from sort of their like elopement or mini ceremony now to their celebration later. But it definitely is, it's a different world, a different feel. But we're doing the best we can, I think.
What are you doing? Aren't you making lots of aren't you cooking a lot and like making jams and things?
Just crocheting. What do you call that?
Stitch.
Cross stitching. I've been cross stitching a lot.
I've just turned into my mother.
You're a flower lady.
I'm a flower lady now. I'm a plant lady. Yeah, it's a lot of plants, a lot of gardening. I saw a snake yesterday and ran. It was fine. And then, just plant lady.
I started gardening. I've been planting seeds and they've been growing, but this is something that I haven't done since I was a kid. And since I know Perkins is really good at that, I just keep texting her pictures of things being like, I think they're too crowded. What do? Do I take it out? Do I kill it? I don't want to kill it. Because this is not my forte. And Perkins grows these beautiful, usually at work, she comes in with armfuls of produce because she's like, I have just gardened too much and I have more vegetables than I know. So she's
P&J Farmers Market.
She's so talented. So I just keep texting her these things like, I think the zucchini is sprouting. She's like, that's a good thing. It's supposed to do that.
Don't touch it. Leave it alone.
Well, what is your silver lining through all this craziness?
Honestly, I think it was really interesting to see as hard as this was to watch, the world go through and your friends and your family to go through. The weird silver lining in it is that our team, really without direction from us, never missed a beat. The way that they have stepped up and just took on roles that they weren't hired to do, and not expected of them, and have been really killing it. We haven't had to push. It's been like a really amazing feeling of, we have worked hard at making the right team, and I think it's showing. I think what's being produced on the back end, not only just in pieces, but just in what's happening, like, again, with Jamie, who's really become kind of like the glue of this company, and the mother, really, the way she is touching base with everybody, the way she's doing back end stuff on just the website, like, sorry, that was my dog, has been really, really, really amazing to see. So I think it's been very bonding for them as well.
Yeah.
Like, not physically because they're social distancing, but it's been bonding. So
No,
they remind us to do team Zoom meetings, the weekly ones, because they just want to chat about like
It's a
what
happy
TV.
hour. It's not a staff meeting.
No, that's good. Like I feel that, and it's like Anna is like 100% holding down the fort. I feel like she's got all these couples and she's making them all happy and doing all the things, and it's like so nice when you have people that work with you that are able to just step up and get it done. It's good. Morgan, what are your silver linings?
Personally, my silver lining is I've only put on makeup once in all of this, and I'm really into the fresh face look, I think, and I think I'm going to own that a little bit more moving forward. It's funny because this is like a weird time. Nobody was expecting this. Nobody knew it was coming, but it's here. And like, Kate, I know you and I talked about this. Like, I think it's so important for everybody to remember that the goal is just to get to the other side of this. Like, you don't need to get to the other side of this and have, become a fitness expert or have grown a giant garden or have painted every room in your house. Like, the point is just to get to the other side. That being said, I'm trying to be really grateful for the time I have at home. I'm normally on the road, a third of the year. This is the most time my husband and I have ever spent together in the 15 years that we've been together. I've ruined my job, but I'm liking it now while we're here, and she's always 2 feet from me. So.
Oh, I love that. Well, what do you guys have going on right now that you want us to know about? How can people contact you? What do you got?
Well, they can follow us on the interwebs, at Paisley and Jade, all spelled out everywhere. Instagram, Pinterest, not TikTok yet. We'll see if Jamie has her way. She's advocating very hard for the P&J TikTok. But they can always email us at info@paisleyandjade.com. Our team, like we said, is working, and they might be in their pajamas, but they're working remotely, so they're there to help. In terms of stuff we want people to know about, Perk, you want to talk about some of the stuff you've been working on?
We're getting ready to release some fun elopement and micro packages for people to choose from, which should be really fun. So everything from like ceremony arbor, seating, reception, soft seating, things like that. And then hopefully pairing each one of those looks with another rental company that offers like tabletop decor, things like that. So really fun partnerships, very like aesthetically cool and different. So it should make everyone happy. And those should be up and running fairly soon. So we're excited about releasing those along with all these new pieces we've been working on. I'm trying to think what else.
Yeah, no, that was the thing.
Big thing.
Okay.
That's exciting.
I didn't miss it.
See that. Yeah. I mean, we know so many of our couples that are opting to do something small now and then big later. So like, I know we have a couple that's getting an arbor from you guys and a couple different things. So
yeah,
that's exciting. I think the moment should still be celebrated, even if it is just 5 of you. So it's good.
Yeah. And the thing with those packages was really, the idea behind it was like, we're still willing to do that sort of custom, like, tell us what you're feeling, looking for, and we're happy to put that together, whether you're planning a wedding for 300 people next year or for 3 people this year. But we found that we've heard from some folks that like, this is a stressful time, and now that they've decided to do something small, they just want to be able to be like, I want this, like, I want to check it off my list. So this is just one option for people who maybe want something a little bit more streamlined, and we'll have those options for them to see.
Yeah, I haven't come across anybody right now that's like, I want to plan an event for 10 people and I want it to be extremely, like, be really involved in lots of decisions.
Yeah, they're just like, I want to go, like, let's do it.
Show up, which is fun. It's a nice change. So we'll see how long it lasts. Well, thank you guys for joining us. This was great. I miss you guys. It's good to see your faces.
Thank you for having us. We miss you too.
Yes. Thank you. Bye.